It's Tseng. What you say? It's Tseng. What's the word of the day? It's Tseng. What you say? Who's our man? It's Tseng. Game, set, life.
Okay, so I'm here with a special guest, and he's going to introduce himself, and we're going to have a little conversation about mental toughness. So, thanks, Toby.
Hi, thank you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Toby Stubbles. I'm Director of Soccer here at Sports Zone. I've been coaching soccer professionally for 12 years now, working with a number of kids aged 3 to 18, 19.
Okay, good. So, what's your playing background, Toby?
My playing background is I played in England through college and semi-professionally and travelled a little bit with soccer, and then came over here to coach full-time when I graduated college in England.
And what are some of the things that you've noticed playing and coaching that are obstacles for athletes?
The obstacles for soccer tend to come in position-specific ways. So forwards are the biggest ones that suffer from a lack of confidence. If they don't score for 3 games, it can really affect them and change the way they play overall. For youth soccer players in this country, I see parental and coaching pressure as the biggest thing. A lot of parents are too negative with their kids after a game, despite their age. They might be 7, 8 years old, and the parents are negative, telling them what they didn't do rather than encouraging what they did do,
Right.
and that just leads to a negative reaction from the kids following games.
And I see that all the time with parents being so tough, and not just on the kids, but also complaining to coaches like ourselves. And actually, someone said to me recently, the best place to coach is in an orphanage.
I would
because
agree.
there's no parents,
I would agree.
So, so you talk about lack of confidence. Now, can you elaborate on that? What do they kind of really? What do they start thinking in their minds?
What they start thinking is, instead of taking an opportunity themselves, which they would when they're confident, because it's a team game, they prefer to give that opportunity to someone else to take the chance, rather than have the pressure of trying to score or trying to make the big play in the game.
Right.
So they tend to, when they're confident,
Right.
want to shoulder the responsibility and want to take the responsibility for the team. When they have a lack of confidence, it's very apparent, and they try to give that responsibility to someone else, not take responsibility themselves. So it's about building their self-confidence, letting them know that if they mess up, it doesn't matter. They'll get other chances.
So do you
They'll
think
always
they
get other
focus
chances.
more on results or not messing up rather than being aggressive and doing the right strategy?
There's a lot more concern for not messing up than there is for results from kids. They don't think what's going to be the best for our team, because very often it's them taking responsibility, but they don't want to. They don't want to have that pressure on their shoulders. And the biggest, which you see in World Cups and tournaments, is penalty shootouts. No one likes taking penalties,
Right.
because it's a lose-lose situation. If you're supposed to score, if you miss, it's your fault.
And I'm willing to bet that in soccer, just like any other sport, and even life, people tend to do better when they're practicing.
They do, because it's very tough to replicate the fatigue. You've played a full game plus extra time, then you take a penalty fatigued with the pressure of the situation. You can't replicate that in practice. It's impossible to replicate it.
Right.
And my method, when I get to penalty shootouts with my teams, I don't base it on ability, on technique, anything. I say, who wants one? Whoever wants one, I have them take it.
I like
because
that.
they're confident. I don't care who it is. If they want one, they take one. That's it.
That's good. And I tell people it's better to go all out and lose than it is to hold back and win, because when you're holding back, you're training yourself to ease up. I don't think
agree.
that's a good
100%.
thing.
Yes, yeah.
Good.
Just do what you can. If it doesn't work out, that's fine.
Yeah, and as long as you gave it your all, it's, even if you lose, I think that's a good thing.
That carries right through to the professional level.
Yeah, excellent. And what else did you say as far as challenges go?
Challenges,
you said the confidence, and then
the difficulty with soccer in this country
Right.
compared to other countries where I grew up in England, where a lot of people here from South America grew up, you play on the street every day. Here, kids only play soccer in an organised manner. They only play when their parents can drive them somewhere, drop them somewhere with an organised professional coach. So you don't have that freedom to explore yourself and develop that creativity that you get in other countries.
That's
It's too
literally
coached.
developing street sense, right?
Yeah.
Because you see all these baseball players who, Mariano Rivera, he grew up in Panama. He played baseball. His glove was a cutout from a cardboard box on his hand. The ball was from a fishing wire, and they taped it up. And the bat was basically someone climbed into a tree and found the straightest branch. So I think you need to kind of have that adversity and kind of know where you're coming from, or even lose, just so you can learn and get that fire inside.
Also, the best players, I'm sure Mariano Rivera is the same, but the best players in soccer, even in Europe, very often come from the poor areas where they need this to get out of that area. It counts for Wayne Rooney, it counts for a number of players from the Brazilian areas and Argentinian areas. They need that to get out of where they live.
And a lot of times those athletes from other countries, it's almost like every game is like the World Cup, every game is the World Series, and every game is almost life or death.
That's it.
And when you focus on that, you know, it's not like, you know, you're a rich kid with a private, you know, batting instructor or a private soccer coach, you know, and then the parents say, oh, it's okay, you know, you don't have to play tournaments because we don't want you to lose or feel bad. No, you need to hit bottom so you can bounce back up.
That's it. And you can't coach that. You can't coach that mentality.
You got to go through it.
You
got to go through it. You can't say, oh, you know, just go out there and, because if you win, it feels good. But you're not learning, are you? So you have to go through that and work through it. You know, someone once said, if you're going through hell, keep going. You got to push through it. You know, and kids need to be able to perform under that pressure. And what I call it is being comfortable, being uncomfortable. You know, I think a lot of times people just want to be comfortable, but, you know, do they want to be comfortable or do they want to be great? It's a big difference. So if there was one tip that you could give someone out there, you know, well, basically, what was the best tip that you ever got?
It's very different because, like I said, growing up where I didn't have professional coaches. It was just someone's dad who coached our team. So I didn't have real tips or guides or coaches giving me little pearls of wisdom and things like that. But the best tip I can give to parents, to players, and to coaches in this country is soccer is a player's game, not a coach's game. The players do the work, the players get the award, the players get the recognition. It's a player's game, not a coach's game. You can't run special plays, you can't run all things like that. Let the players play soccer and they will develop to the best of their ability.
I like that. And what do you know now that you wish you knew when you were playing?
The emphasis on working on your weaknesses rather than just working on your strengths.
I like that. Excellent. And remember, sports is not a matter of life and death. It's much more important than that. Thanks, Toby.
Thank you. All right. Bill Shankly.